Hey everybody, it is Sunday, August 28th, 2016. I'm just got back this weekend from Swedish for what I very much hope is my last ever admission for chemo. Not that Swedish was bad. Swedish is as good as you could possibly hope for a hospital, but it's still a hospital. And it's still leukemia, so it's still chemo. Which makes you feel pretty shitty. Anyway, I'm already back to feeling a little better. It only takes a day or two usually for me to get back, and then, I'll droop down over the next few days. But anyway, that's not what this is about. I've had a bunch of people asking about the transplant schedule, and I've got it. So it's coming up really, really fast. I will basically be at Swedish for the next 2 weeks, 2.5, I guess. It's through September 14th. And then on September 14th, I will be going to SCCA for my orientation. After that, I'll be doing 2 weeks straight of, I've been told 7 to 10 days of working days, not counting Mondays. They keep saying not counting Mondays, but 7 to 10 working days of investigations, checkups, making sure everything's okay. They have to check out my teeth and dental work, and from head to toe, a full body workup, the best physical anyone could possibly ever be asked for, because the transplant can be very dangerous if any of those problems exist. So they're going to be doing those for 7 to 10 days. And then pretty much as soon as that's done, pending the donor's schedule, I will be starting radiation and then into chemo and then starting the transplant. So it's looking around October 1st is probably when radiation will start, maybe give or take a few days. I'm looking at, it's 4 or 5 days of radiation. I'll be outpatient for that, going in each day for a couple sessions. And then there's 1 day of chemo, which I've been told is absolutely going to be worse than all of my chemo sessions so far combined. And those were, 20 total days of chemo. So I'm not sure exactly what to expect, but I've definitely been told, get ready. And that's okay, because that's the word. They're giving me the harshest treatment they can, the harshest conditioning regimen they can. And that's a good thing. My body has recovered so well from the chemo so far. That I get to take the harshest conditioning regimen, and the harsher the conditioning regimen, the less likely of a relapse later, because the harder they can hit you, the less likely it is that something survives and continues on after. So it's a good thing. It's not going to be a fun month, potentially not going to be a fun, 3 to 6 months, or even longer depending. But right now, best bet is to get pretty pummeled with radiation and chemo. And anyway, so I'll be at UW for 3.5 to 5 weeks. I mean, this is all pending. Basically, once I'm able to take care of myself, I get to go home. But they say it's usually about 3.5 to 5 weeks. So let's see if we can beat that time frame too. And then I get to go home, and then and it's just a matter of waiting for stuff to engraft. I think at that point it will have engrafted. I will be, the blood would be growing, but then it'll be daily visits, and then every other day, and then twice a week, and then once a week. And then eventually, after 3 or 4 months, I'll switch back to Swedish with my current doctors, which is great because I really like that staff. And that's it. That's the transplant. And then it's just a matter of hoping graft versus host doesn't become a problem and relapse doesn't ever happen. So that's it. That's the transplant. And I mean, not to boil it down to something so simple, because I'm pretty terrified of it. It's not going to be very fun. And I'm not worried about the transplant part itself so much as it's the end game. But graft versus host symptoms are pretty scary. So I think that they don't happen. I don't think any one of them happens to a lot of people. But when you read the list, you're like, what am I doing? But anyway, I'd like to be around in 10 or 20 years, so that's an easy choice. That's it. That's the deal. I've got 3 to 5 weeks of. I get a couple of weeks where I'll be pretty sleepy and recovering, and then I get a couple of weeks where I'm hoping to feel pretty good. So I'm hoping to go to some concerts, hang out with friends, see my closest friends one-on-one for a little bit, and that's that type of stuff I'm hoping to do. Maybe ride my motorcycle a little bit. While it's still sunny, it's pretty gloomy out right now. I'm looking out the window and seeing that Seattle fall appears to have arrived. Yeah, that's all my plans are for the next few weeks. I'll be lifting. I'm allowed to lift, so I'm going to lift for a month, and I'm going to try and act like life is a little bit normal until it's not normal anymore again. And that's it. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon.